Hello everyone, this is the Andrew Doll, and as you can see here, I'm still a little bit sick, under the weather, still trying to recover, but I'm trying to do now a video on Zoe Quinn. I thought this was too important to not comment about, because I've been very harsh of her in the past, especially regarding the whole tragedy of Alec Holocaust, where she ran like a coward from criticism on Twitter, and now she's come back to basically play the victim yet again. I'm gonna read an article from Bounding Into Comics, and I'm gonna use her own quotes against her, and just to criticize her even more, because I think personally she is despicable. And Marvel Comics writer Zoe Quinn claims to have been on suicide watch and barely functional following criticism regarding Alec Holocaust's suicide. Marvel and IDW writer Zoe Quinn, who was recently at the center of a controversy surrounding her public naming and shaming and the subsequent suicide of the Night in the Woods, the developer Alec Holocaust, recently claimed on Twitter that the fallout from this controversy led to her being placed on suicide watch, and she has been barely functional. Yet she has time to tweet, though. She does have time. She can't finish her game. She can't to take responsibility, but she can do everything else but to do that. On November 10th, Quinn took to her personal Twitter account to openly vent about said fallout. Now, the reason why I can't see this, because she has me blocked. She blocked me years ago. Beginning her statements by alleging that critics were flooding my every tweet with constant harassment and trying to push her to suicide, though no evidence or specific examples were presented. Yeah, because evidence is not something they do, but listen and believe, people. We should just listen and believe. God, this is her quote. God, the depravity of creeps on here never ceases to chip away at my faith in humanity. The hypocrisy of flooding my every tweet with constant harassment and trying to push me to suicide because you blame his suicide on me speaking about my abuser after 8 years of suffering in silence with his other victims who couldn't speak up is just fucking disgusting. Okay. Why didn't you... The criticism is, where are the receipts, where is the evidence? And you kept this in for 8 years, knowing, if we take this as face value, you protected an abuser for 8 years. But I don't think you did. I just think you falsely accused someone because you were getting low on Patreon bucks and wanted to come into the spotlight again. So you used a... I want to be careful with my words. Someone who was vulnerable is probably the best word to use. And you destroyed his life. You ruined his career. He was never going to be hired again. And you knew his mental instability. And and the result is solely on you. Quinn then attempts to downplay her own actions and turns the accusation on the critics, stating that if her accusers believed her words led to Holocaust suicide, then they were admitting that you're trying to kill me with full-on harassment, and ironically states that none of her critics gave a shit about Holocaust. And this is a quote again. At that point, you're telling on yourself, if you really do think my tweets, which didn't ask for retribution or punishment, oh, give me a break. Give me a break. We're capable of killing someone. You're basically admitting that you're trying to kill me with full on harassment. That doesn't even make any sense. So people criticizing you, asking for receipts, is the same as someone who actually isn't here anymore. That's yours. Oh my god, the victim mentality of this woman. She's a sociopath. She's out of her goddamn mind. And it's fucking bonkers to use me deactivating my account temporarily. You did that to avoid criticism and the backlash. If you were really innocent, you would have stood your ground and taken the hit. Or just stay away from Twitter altogether. But you didn't. You came back to again get attention and to act the victim. And you're basically grave dancing and you're acting like the victim here. This is so disgusting. So someone who isn't here anymore, but I'm the victim, I have it worse, and supposedly we want her to be gone as well. Makes no sense whatsoever. But what else can you expect from someone as disgusting as her? Because I was on suicide watch the last 2 months as proof of guilt, we have no receipts to know if this was true at all. All I can do is I just think you're lying, because I don't think you have any proof whatsoever. All you're proving is why I had to. Half of these nightmare people can't even spell his name right. Don't tell me you give a shit about him. So, let me get this straight. You basically call everyone nightmare people and say we can't spell his name right. But you went on Twitter, or to the UN, I mean, to say how words were bad on the internet and how they could ruin someone's life. But when you do it and ruin someone's life, basically making them harm themselves, that's okay. That's totally okay, because you're still the victim. Unbelievable. Quinn had previously announced that her account was deactivated for mental health and security reasons. If that were true, why is she back on Twitter? Why is she not why isn't she stayed gone? Because she wants attention, she wants money, she wants infamy. But at the time did not provide any specifics or details. Upon her return to Twitter, Quinn stated that despite the mental anguish and reticence caused by the controversy, she would reluctantly return to at least be posting again to promote my work. Yeah, except she's not. She has doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down to make herself the victim. So again, she lies. Quinn has since taken to again operating as a general use account, as indicated by her criticizing the recent Joker film. Oh my. Discussing Untitled Goose Game and regularly posting pictures of her pets. Yeah, that sounds like promoting work, Zoe. That sounds like promoting work. Despite this return to Twitter, Quinn has not mentioned the Patreon account she has not updated in over a year. Yeah, promoting your work. Or her failed Kickstarter project, kickstarted in the butt, a Chuck Tingled digital adventure, which has not been updated in over a year and has yet to release despite raising $85,000 in crowdfunding and originally announced with a 2017 release date. Oops! Oops! She then proceeds to demand that those who keep bringing up the controversies to stop pissing on Holocaust grave, you ghouls. That's fucking rich. Sorry for swearing. So far I'm only quoting her, but this is goddamn rich coming from her. Stating that she is not going to talk about this again, as the discourse has allegedly left her barely functional. Yeah, it's so little functional that she can't stop tweeting. To the point of being unable to take care of basic biological needs. Yeah, okay. I don't believe you. If you gave a shit, you wouldn't be flying in the face of the family's wishes or his. It's fucked up to be in a position to call for compassion and respect for someone who fucking low-key kidnapped me, but here I am. Yeah, kidnapped you, according to who? Only you, with no proof. You did not go to the police. No receipts, no evidence, only hearsay because you say so. Suicide is horrible. Stop pissing on his grave, you ghouls. I'm not going to talk about this again. It's been hell the last few months. And I'm barely functional. I haven't been able to take care of basic biological needs and shit. I'm only saying this much because of the confusion of well-meaning people in my replies reacting to the dog past. Oh, boo-hoo. Cry me a river. Turning to address the circumstances surrounding Holocaust, Quinn continues to deny any responsibility for a use of public platform to accuse a man in the court of public opinion, contributing to his actions. Yeah, never take any responsibility. If you're an SJW, if you're a feminist, never take any responsibility because they're allergic to it. Contributing to his action, stating that rehabilitation is a key, but it's someone else's job. Of course it is. She then attempts to further undercut her reckless methods of accusations by claiming that there are not clean solutions to abuse situations. But I'm not going to be made a fucking example of to discourage people from getting out of abusive situations. If you need to hear it, it's not up to a victim of abuse to be the vanguard for the abuser's rehabilitation. Are you serious? Alleged. So, oh my god. So the guy who is no longer with us, he's just a piece of shit. And you're the virtue of all that is good. Oh my god, you're a sociopath. Rehabilitation is key, but it's someone else's job. Jesus Christ. Not being reckless with anyone's safety is important to a rehabilitation too. Yeah, you were very reckless because you didn't care about the repercussions. Just to put it that way. But it's always understanding that you may not know all the options a survivor of abuse has available, how many they've tried and how many have failed. Often there's not gonna be a clean solution. Quinn concludes her thread by disingenuously asking for grace and mercy, noting that people who abused and people who have been abused need to focus on healing. Yeah, that's rich. You're the one abusing people. How are you not an abuser? Like the details that came out. If we're gonna believe you, let's also believe Aaron Joni, who you abused, who you cheated on, and who you silenced because you didn't want the truth to come out there. You're just a sociopath. Tells a critic to stop giving me reasons to live out of spite. Grace and mercy are in short fucking supply, but they're exactly what third parties have over the people in any abusive dynamic. People have abused and people who have been abused need to focus on healing. Anyway, have fun going back to trying to rip me apart for the internet points. Yeah, that's rich. You use a block bot. And if you really want me dead, stop giving me reasons to live out of spite. Oh, you're such a hero. Such a hero. Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave. So this is probably part 1, but I'm also gonna cover the other article from One Angry Gamer, but this video seems to be a little long. So anyways, thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.